Hello, today I'm going to be checking out the latest micro ATX case from Lian Li. This is the Vector V150 INF. It just comes in black and it has an MSRP of $85 US. But is it any good? Let's dive in and take a closer look. So to remove the tempered glass side panel, there's a captive thumb screw at the back you need to loosen, and then it can be pulled out from the top and lifted away. Our other side panel can simply be pulled out from the top and lifted up and away. You'll notice it has an L-shaped perforation on it, and that is to act as a source of airflow for side-mounted fans and fans on the power supply shroud. You notice that Lian Li are going with just mesh on the side as there's no additional dust filters. Our case's top panel can simply be pushed up from the back and removed. On the back of this panel we've got an integrated mesh sheet to act as a dust filter. Our I/O is on the side where we've got two USB Type A ports, a single Type C port, a combined headphone and microphone jack, a reset and power button. On the front of the case we've got an infinity mirror, and in this we've got two 140mm fans. Each of the fans has a mesh grill on the front which can be removed by twisting anti-clockwise and then pulling off. At the rear of the case we've got our third and final pre-installed case fan. This is a 120mm PWM ARGB fan. All three of the pre-installed case fans, as well as the lighting from our infinity mirror at the front, are connected up to a fan hub at the back of the case. By default, wireless mode is turned on. This is going to allow you to use Lian Li's L Connect to control the lighting effects on the fans and also the fan speeds. To do this, you're going to need a wireless controller. It doesn't come with the case, but it is included with some of Lian Li's AIOs and Unifans. Alternatively, if you turn this off by pushing the switch towards the back of the case, you're going to be able to use the included PWM and ARGB cables for motherboard control. It is also possible to mount two 120mm fans on the bottom of the case. To do this, you're going to use the included long radiator screws. Just be aware if you do this, it will block the cutout to bring your GPU power cable through, so you're going to have to bring this through somewhere else. It is also possible to install two 120mm fans on the side of the case. To do that, you're going to need to remove the SSD bracket. It's held on with 4 screws at the back, and with it removed you can see the fan mounting slots. The only radiator mounting slot is on the top of the case where you can fit up to a 360mm AIO. It is important to say that 280mm radiators won't fit. Alternatively, at the top you can fit up to 3 120 or 2 140mm fans. In terms of motherboard support, the case supports motherboards up to micro ATX, and we've got additional cutouts for back connector micro ATX motherboards. If you want to go with a CPR killer, the maximum height supported is up to 163.5mm. In terms of graphics card support, at the rear of the case we've got 5 horizontal expansion slot brackets, and the case will accommodate graphics cards up to a maximum length of 400mm. With such large GPU support, it's good to see that Lian Li have included a 2-part GPU support bracket. There's one part to go on top of your graphics card and one at the bottom, and there's absolutely loads of adjustments on the bottom bit. Moving to the rear of the case, and cable management looks like it should be pretty good. In the middle we've got 3 Velcro cable straps, while there's plenty of cable tie down points all the way around the motherboard and loads of cable ties included in the case accessory box. Despite being a small case, drive support's really good at up to 5 2.5-inch drives or 4 2.5-inch drives and a single 3.5-inch drive. There's a dedicated 2.5-inch drive behind the motherboard tray. And if you're not planning on putting fans on the side of the case, you can fit another 2 2.5-inch drives here. On the bottom of the case you can fit either 2 2.5-inch drives or a single 2.5-inch and 3.5-inch drive. It is important to mention if you want to use the drive mounting slot at the bottom closest to the power supply, you're going to have to use a power supply with a maximum length of less than 150mm. Although if you're not mounting the drive in this slot, the case will accommodate full-sized ATX power supplies up to a maximum length of 220mm. And we've got a removable dust filter under our power supply's intake fan. So what I want to do now is give you a look at the build I put together in the case. terms of our temperatures, our Ryzen 7 9700X idled at 40 degrees and reached a maximum of 65 degrees during a 10-minute IDA64 stability test. The Aorus Master RTX 5070 Ti idled at 29 degrees and reached a maximum of 60 degrees under load. We had average noise levels of 37 decibels at idle and 48 decibels under load. So I did use the same CPU and GPU in the Lian Li Vector V100 Mini, although I was using a different AIO in that case. In this case, we had significantly better temperatures. Our CPU temperature was 3 degrees cooler under load, our GPU was 2 degrees cooler under load, and there was significantly less noise in this build. So in terms of building in the case, I didn't really run into any problems at all. I think the only thing to say that because this case doesn't have a removable top panel, there isn't an awful lot of room at the top of the case once you've got your AIO installed. And this particular AIO, I couldn't put it straight in. I had to tilt it in and tilt it up to get it into the case. And then once it was in, plugging some of the cables in at the top was quite difficult. So my advice, if you are going with an AIO at the top, I would plug in as many cables as you could before putting the radiator into place. So moving on to the things I like about the case, the first thing I like is the front panel. It's very similar to what Lian Li have done on the Lian 217 INF, just slightly smaller. And the rest of the case is really very similar to the Vector V100 Mini. But you've done away with the fish tank appearance to it, and I think a lot of us are getting quite fed up looking at that, and I would rather have the solid front panel with the infinity mirror on it. And in doing so, Lian Li have not only made the case look better, but it runs cooler, and the noise levels are significantly lower than what I got in the Vector V100 Mini. So not stopping there, it's great that all our RGB and fans are connected up to a hub, and you've also got the option to control this hub using Lian Li's L Connect. So if you did want to go with one of their AIOs or add some Unifans on at the side or the bottom, you can control the RGB on all of it using the single software package. So it's good that the case comes with a really good GPU support bracket, and it's also really impressive as well that you can fit 5 drives into such a small case. So moving on to the things I didn't like about the case, and I'm really struggling to come up with anything here. I suppose you could look at the fact that there's limited space at the top and getting that radiator in was a little bit difficult, but I wouldn't want Lian Li to make the case any bigger because that's going to take the point away from a small compact micro ATX case. The other thing, a fan stroke radiator bracket at the top would have made installation a wee bit easier and give you better access to the top of the case. But again, I wouldn't want Lian Li putting the price up to add that feature in. So really, in things I don't like, I've got absolutely nothing to say here. So we've now reached the stage in the review where I need to tell you should you go out and pick up this case. So if you're not a fan of the fish tank style cases, like infinity mirrors, and are looking for a budget compact micro ATX case with good drive support, a good GPU support bracket, and maybe you want to use other Lian Li devices and control everything using L Connect, well, Lian Li are giving you this option for the mere price of $85, and it's incredible value for money for what this case offers, so I can 100% recommend it. If you do fancy doing a build in this case, I have made a full step-by-step build guide in it, and you'll find a link to that video in the description. If you have enjoyed this review, please remember to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button as well.